WU. What's up, Ethan? You sport Trump?
Yes, I do.
All right. Um, you commented some shit in the chat. Oh, you said I'm uneducated.
Yeah, you are. You know what you're talking about. You just voted Kamala because it's a party. You're a Democratic.
Ethan, I think I'm like very educated.
Yeah, what? Because you just have a bunch of sources in the back of your mind?
Yes, actually, that is one of the reasons why I think I'm very
It's
educated.
all biased, though. It's all opinionated.
Okay, let's test that theory. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, one of the claims that I make is that America is barreling towards a recession. And my sources in the back of my mind to justify this is the chairman of the Fed, Jerome Powell, picked by Trump, saying that his tariffs are going to slow GDP growth. J.P. Morgan predicting a recession in this year. Same thing with Goldman Sachs, as well as the Atlanta Fed, which is a bank under the Federal Reserve. Explain to me how these sources are wrong and biased.
Okay, we knew there was going to be a recession when they added tariffs, but it's for the long-term growth of America.
Oh, damn. So it seems like the one claim I just make as an example, you
I
concede to.
mean,
So
I
what
mean,
what
yeah,
are,
but you're turning it in a bad way.
so well, tariffs, recessions are bad. But before we even get on to a debate about that, I want to know, like, what are one of these beliefs that I hold that are just kind of backed by uneducated, biased gibberish?
I mean, your immigration beliefs are just dumb. I mean, we had to get rid of the
What?
illegal immigrants.
Oh, so because I think that mass deportation is a bad thing, that makes me dumb. Okay, let me ask you a
Yeah,
question. What are one way that undocumented migrants in America are hurting the American economy?
they're getting paid under the table. They're
Paid
decreasing
under the
wages
table,
for
decreasing
normal U.S.
wages.
citizens.
Okay, all right. So about getting paid under the table, undocumented migrants as a demographic don't all get paid under the table. In fact, they
But good bit of
pay
them do.
$100 billion in taxes on the federal, state, and local level. However, I am okay with accepting the claim they're more likely to get paid under the table. Then
They do.
what about the second claim, saying that they decrease wages? So undocumented migrants do get lower wages on average compared to American citizens. Do you know why?
Because they have leverage over them. The companies have leverage over them.
Right. They have less bargaining power than citizens.
Exactly.
So, in other words, what we just came to the revelation about is that undocumented migrants get paid less because they're not citizens or residents without documentation, as well as undocumented migrants are more likely to get paid under the table because they're not citizens, residents, and they don't have documentation. So, in other words, we could fix the two issues, the only two issues that you brought up insofar as how undocumented migrants hurt our economy, by giving them paperwork, by giving them residency, and that's why I
It's
support
not
mass
so easy.
amnesty.
You can't just do that.
Well, it's easier than mass deportation.
I mean, we just got to show that it's not okay to break into America.
Okay, so why are you pivoting? I asked you to name two any ways that undocumented migrants hurt the American economy, and then
And
I
I told
detailed
you.
to you exactly how the ways that you brought up could be very
You're
easily
saying just make
fixed
a
via
pathway to
mass,
citizenship. If
yeah,
you could
via
do that,
a
why did
pathway
Joe
to
Biden not
residency or
do that?
citizenship.
Why did Joe Biden not do that?
Likely because the DNC and Democrats don't hold views as far left as my own.
Exactly.
You said
So
you're saying exactly as if you ate. I don't understand what's
what
mean
was
eating.
Kamala gonna do? What was Kamala gonna do?
Kamala is how you pronounce her name. I wouldn't recommend calling other people uneducated if you can't pronounce simple words.
I
Now,
mean, it's the same name.
so actually, it's the incorrect pronunciation.
Not really. You can pronounce it however you like.
Actually, like typically, no, not that's not how it works.
I'm pretty sure people can say their name differently.
Okay, Itan. So
Yeah.
Itan, we're gonna go ahead and just
I
continue
mean,
our
some Chinese people may call me that. I mean,
what?
that's how it is. People just pronounce names differently.
Okay, hey, real quick, how many branches of government are there?
Three.
Can you name them?
Yeah. You got the legislative, the judicial, and the executive.
Okay, so you're educated enough to know what the three branches of government are, but as soon as I bring up that you're mispronouncing Kamala Harris's name, you say, but Chinese people? What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, why are we talking about this? This has
Just
nothing
because
to do.
I
Why
just
did,
merely pointed out that it's funny that you call me uneducated, but then you can't pronounce a damn name.
I mean, it's a name.
A name that is pronounced as Kamala Harris.
I mean, she's not president. You don't really gotta know her name. It's not important.
Okay, so you're saying anybody that's not president is unimportant?
I mean, not historically, no.
Okay, so you're gonna die an unimportant man.
Maybe I might do some good stuff.
Wait, what do you wait? But you can't do good stuff to become important unless you're president, according to your own standard.
Well, not just being president, but I mean,
Oh, so you can be important without being president.
some people, yeah, depending on what you do.
Great. So then I'd highly implore you to just pronounce Kamala Harris's name as Kamala Harris.
Okay,
Good boy. So, anyways, where were
appreciate
we?
it. I forgot. You were yapping.
Oh, so do you need me to, instead of giving you the nuance with statements out of my mouth, I could just kind of condense it down to 5 words on a piece of polka dot paper with crayon? Would that work
Hey,
better
go
for
ahead
you?
and do that. Go ahead and do that.
Unfortunately, you called my bluff. I didn't expect you to actually want the polka dot paper with crayon.
Yeah, because you can't explain it in simple terms.
What would you like me to explain in simple terms?
Go ahead.
What do you want me to explain in simple terms?
Well, no, you're the one yapping about it. I told you 2 ways that illegal immigrants, harm the country.
Oh, yeah. So you said they get lower wages on average, as well as they're more likely to get paid under the table, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's bad for the economy, is it not?
So the reason why they get lower wages on average is because they have less bargaining power than U.S. citizens. More bargaining power means higher wages. And we could give undocumented migrants the same amount of bargaining power as you and I by giving them a pathway to residency or citizenship. And then as well as the idea that undocumented migrants are more likely to get paid under the table. And of course, that can easily be fixed by offering them a pathway to residency or citizenship. Insofar as that being harmful to the economy, that'd only be harmful to the economy if they got paid under the table to the extent of no longer being productive providers, which is not true, as undocumented migrants pay $100 billion per year in taxes on the federal, state, and local level.
I mean, if you could just give everybody pathway to citizenship, I mean, we would have done that by now. You can't do that
Okay, and why can't you do that?
because system's too complex. You can't just give it to
System is
anybody.
too complex. Well, so you're basically like denoting a practicality concern?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's actually more practical to do mass amnesty than mass deportation. The reason why I say this is because we have millions of undocumented migrants who are either going to become citizens, residents, or be deported. Are these millions of people going to be more cooperative with a plan that benefits them and gives them residency or citizenship in America, or cooperative with a plan that rips them from their family and disappears them to El Salvador?
Okay, we also have to send a message to people from Mexico and
So
Canada.
now you're pivoting. Now you're pivoting. Answer my question, Ethan. Which plan would undocumented migrants be more cooperative with, mass amnesty or mass deportation?
It depends. They're gonna hide
No,
out of
it
the
does.
way.
It doesn't depend. Which plan are they going to be more cooperative with? One that benefits them or one that doesn't benefit them?
I mean, they're gonna pick the one that benefits them.
Okay, so what benefits undocumented migrants
gonna be
more?
so much
Sending
harder
them
to
to their
do.
home country or making them citizens or residents?
I mean, it's gonna make them a citizen, but of
Oh,
course.
okay. So they're going to be more cooperative with mass amnesty, meaning that
You
mass
can't just
amnesty is
do
more
that.
practical than mass deportation.
You can't just do that. They
why is
should have
that?
came the right way.
So why can't you just do mass
Because-
amnesty? What's the other practicality
We
concern?
can't just give out citizenship.
and
like
why
it's
and why
nothing.
and why can't you offer undocumented migrants a pathway to residency or citizenship? You're basically
do
saying you
offer
can't
it.
because you can't.
We do offer it.
Oh, so now you're saying that it's already something that we do, so
It's
therefore we
just
can't
not.
do
It's
it.
just not very good. It's not a very good system right now. I mean,
Oh,
we'll work
okay.
on it.
So you think that the system
But
can't be better? Is that your position?
Until we fix the system.
So I
up
just want to
and make it
clarify.
better.
You don't think the system can be better, and that's what you mean when you say we
No,
can't do it?
it can be better. We need to
Oh,
fix
okay.
it
So
up.
now you're contradicting yourself. So who's the uneducated one now? You told me 10 seconds ago that it can't be done, and now you're saying that we already do it and we
It
can
can't
make
be
it better.
done as of now. We have to deport them it's quicker to deport people than make a new system.
Ethan, how old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007, February.
Apparently it says underage on your account.
Bro, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so anyways.
I'm a senior in high school. That's probably why. I'm a senior
Oh,
in high
no
school.
wonder
but I'm
you're so
18.
fucking annoying. You're in high school.
Okay, but I'm a senior in high school, 18. I'm educated more than everybody in here.
Really, Ethan?
Yeah, I just don't research all day. I mean, I may
Okay,
not have
if,
stuff.
if you're more educated than everybody in here, I want you to describe to me exactly why the chairman of the Federal Reserve thinks that Donald Trump's imposition of tariffs will slow GDP growth and cause inflation.
You said what?
If you're more educated than anybody in here, including myself, explain to me why the chairman of the Fed thinks that Donald Trump's tariffs will slow GDP growth and cause inflation.
I mean, because we're not gonna be getting as much trade.
Okay, so we're not getting as much
We're not
trade.
getting as much imports.
Okay, so imports are going down, and is that all? So because imports go down, that's what slows GDP growth and causes inflation?
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so this is wrong. So, in a more nuanced perspective, the reason why Donald Trump's tariffs will slow GDP growth and cause inflation is because A, the tariffs increase the price of the goods that are imported, as well as the raw materials that American manufacturers use to produce the goods they make. And B, it will slow GDP growth not only because of a reduction in imports, but also because of a reduction in consumer confidence, an increase in consumer spending, and a lack of confidence and predictability in future markets, meaning that trillions of dollars are evaporated in thin air out of US markets. So, see how I was able to give a significantly better response to that question than you? So, when you say things such as you're the most educated person in here, you're likely wrong?
At the same time, we don't even have tariffs on different countries anymore. It's on pause because we're gonna negotiate better terms where it helps America, and we're gonna get more people to invest in America instead of just buying stuff from China and stuff.
Oh, so you care about investment in American manufacturing?
Yes, I feel like Apple and Nvidia
So
invested
I,
$500
I,
billion each.
I have a question. Under what presidency was investment in manufacturing booming? Biden and Harris's presidency or Trump's first term?
Trump,
Wrong. Biden
his
and
second
Harris's
term,
term. No,
his
even
second term,
wrong. It actually has gone stagnant since his
eventually.
inauguration. We had a big boom in manufacturing investment under the Biden-Harris administration, stagnant under Trump's first term, and the day he went into office and went stagnant again. Wrong, wrong,
All
wrong, and
Biden
wrong, and
did was
wrong.
just cause inflation, make gas prices go up, and he just tore up the economy by sending so much money to Ukraine and all this.
Okay, so how did Biden cause inflation?
The biggest cause for inflation is sending money to foreign countries, and he did a bunch of that.
Okay, so
Just handed out $100 billion to Ukraine, more than that.
explain to me how him giving over $100 billion to Ukraine caused inflation.
Because that's money going out of America's economy
So if
with nothing
money
in return.
So if money leaves America's economy, seemingly you're decreasing the money supply, which seemingly should actually reduce inflation
How would that reduce inflation? What?
because you're decreasing the available money supply in the market.
So you're saying we can just send out so much American money and inflation is not going to go up?
Actually, yeah, that is kind of what you're decreasing the available money supply in the market. So, I mean, if anything, sending money out of the economy does not, at the bare minimum, doesn't increase inflation because it's being sent out of the market. Like money printed and spent inside of the American economy will cause more inflation than money sent outside of the American economy. Yeah, that's like Econ 101.
No.
Yes, it is. Wait. What causes inflation?
More government spending.
Okay, well, more so an increase in the M2 money supply.
When we send $100
And
billion
and
dollars to
there's
Ukraine, is
oh,
that not government spending?
so that is government spending. So if you just think it's
Exactly.
generally
Inflation goes
government
up.
spending that causes inflation, well, then you'd obviously agree with me by saying that Trump caused twice as much of inflation as Biden and Harris, since he spent $8.6 trillion dollars and Biden and Harris only spent $4.6 trillion dollars, according to the CRBF, right?
The entire point is Trump is trying to decrease how much we're spending. That's why we're not sending so much to different countries.
Oh, actually, he's more expensive for government expenditure. According to the CBO and the Treasury, it is the case that his policy costs over $10 trillion. Dollars. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris's policy costs around 4. He's worse for government expenditure than Kamala Harris was.
Trump has no policy, so I don't know what we're talking about here. He hasn't
What?
done any new policies for the second term.
So, is this a joke?
It's not a joke. He hasn't done any new policies for his second term yet.
Okay, so he ran on a collection of policy, including tax cuts. Okay, and like the predominant driver of his
We're still on
expensive
Biden's
policy.
economy plan.
So you think taxes are too high right now?
Yeah.
Would you ever vote for the tax code we're currently under again?
No.
Hey, Ethan.
Yeah, what's up?
We've been under Donald Trump's tax plan since 2018.
No, we're under Biden.
No. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was signed into law in 2018 under Donald Trump's administration and expires this year. Under the entirety of the Biden-Harris administration, we were under Donald Trump's tax plan, and you just told us that you never vote for Donald Trump's tax plan again.
No, I wouldn't.
Great.
I wouldn't
Thank you
vote
for self-owning.
Biden. I mean, the economy was good under Trump. Am I wrong?
Wait, you're pivoting because you just told us that you never vote for the tax plan that we're currently under again. We're under Donald Trump's tax plan.
Under Biden's economy plan, yeah.
No. It was not Biden's tax plan. It was Trump's tax plan.
I guess.
Get cooked, bud.
How am I cooked?
Because you just told us that you'd never vote for Donald Trump's tax policy again.
Bro, we're under Biden's plans.
What's the name of Biden's tax policy?
I can't name it.
When did he pass it through Congress?
You tell me.
It's
You
because
know all
he
this
didn't.
stuff. He did.
No. Oh,
You
so
can search it
wow.
up.
Where's this? Okay, if you go online and you look up when does Donald Trump's tax cuts expire, it will read 2025. Why am I arguing fact and fiction with a child?
I don't know.
So earlier you were saying that you're 18. So
I am 18. I don't
No
know
way.
why.
No way. No, you have to be a child.
I'm 18.
Okay. Well, you're your age. You're an adult. You have a
I
responsibility.
take an economic class, AP, government AP. So, pretty smart at what I do.
Okay, how can you say that you are the most intelligent person in the room while also simultaneously saying that we have not been under Donald Trump's tax cuts for the last 4 years, even though it takes 5 seconds to go and Google?
I never
Are
even
we
said
under
tax
Donald Trump's
cuts.
tax cuts?
I never
And the
even
answer
said
is
tax
yes.
cuts. I said his economy plans.
No. I asked you specifically if you.
I never
if
said
you,
tax.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I
Because
never
yes,
said
you
the word
did.
tax.
Stop lying, Ethan. I asked you specifically if.
You can clip it. Never said tax.
Should we do it? Because it already is
ahead.
clipped.
Please do it.
Do you want to do this to yourself? Why do you want to do this to yourself?
Please do it.
Why? Why do you want to do this to yourself, Ethan?
Show me. Never said tax.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do this. Hey, if you're watching on the YouTube stream, if you could like scrub back and drop the timestamp for when I asked him if he supports the Biden-Harris tax plan and he says no, then I asked him if he'd ever vote for it again. Could you just do that for me if you're watching on the YouTube stream? If you could just do that for me, find the timestamp real quick so I don't have to spend the next 5 years looking for it, just so I could get a quick dump. That'd be just phenomenal. So for the 2.7 thousand people on YouTube, I am officially tasking you guys with just very quickly finding that timestamp for me.
We're on TikTok, you know.
I'm dual streaming to YouTube, Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Just give it a moment for the stream to load. Christian, I do apologize for missing your previous super chat. Thank you for the $30 in the super chats over on YouTube. Thank you so much, Christian. That is incredibly kind. All right. Guess is actually stupid. That is so true.
I guess.
All right. Could you guys please drop a timestamp of where in the video I asked him that question? That'd be great. Could anybody do that if you're watching on the YouTube stream? Oh, actually, he's more expensive for government expenditure. According to the CBO and the Treasury, it is the case that administration, we were under Donald Trump's tax on 2000. We've been.
So what? Did I say tax?
Okay, and he ran on a collection of policy, including tax cuts. Okay, and like the predominant driver of his
We're still on
expensive
Biden's
policy.
economy plan. Economy.
So
Did I say
taxes
tax?
are too high right now? Let's see. Listen. And like the predominant driver of his
We're still on
expensive
Biden's
policy.
economy plan. Economy.
So you think taxes are too high right now?
Yeah.
Would you ever vote for the tax code we're currently under again?
No.
Hey, Ethan, apologize right now. A ukulele and
Okay,
tears.
I misheard you, buddy. But I said
No.
economy.
Apologize. Shut the fuck up. Apologize. Say, Dean, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry that you took it out
Good
of
boy.
context.
Good boy.
I'm so
Good
sorry
boy. Now I
took
want
it
you
out
to
of
apologize
context.
again.
I'm so sorry you took it out of
Good
context.
boy. Good
buddy.
boy. Now get out of here because holy shit, why am I spending my time on rage baiters like him? All right. We're going to move on to the next guest. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh my God. What is it? Why? Why do you do this to A, me, but B, yourself? Like, who does it benefit? Who does it benefit to just lie? Who does it benefit? Who? Hello, Krosh. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
All right, before we get into our debate, I have a couple people to thank. First and foremost,